Okay, welcome back to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everyone is doing good this Thursday morning. I was about to say afternoon, it's still the morning. But yeah, guys, welcome back to another stream. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you haven't checked out the Telegram channel, please be sure to go and do so. Link in the description to that. I do share my trading opportunities, watch list, videos I create, tips as well. So make sure you go check that out if you haven't done so already. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have a free link to IC Markets at the top of the chat. So feel free to go and check them out if you haven't done so already using the link. If you want to, welcome guys to another stream. Omar, what is up? Hope you're doing. Hope you're doing good. I was about to say, hope you're doing gold because you just said gold. Hope you are doing good. Welcome to the stream. I will take a look at gold. I'm currently still keeping an eye on pound USD. I was looking to sell this one yesterday, and I'm still looking to sell it, but price action hasn't been as attractive as I wanted it to be, so I've stayed out of pound USD. However, it still remains in my zone. I'm still looking for a big move to the downside into these lows here. So I am looking to target around the 1.25 area for pound USD. If I can get some shorts, that would be nice, back into the low here on the left. But I have to say, it's just a lot of consolidation at the moment. It's just a lot of consolidation. So have to stay patient, and I'm kind of just looking at that as a range really. So if I can see some momentum outside of that, a strong bearish engulfing candle, then I'll get involved. If not, of course, price could still rate to the upside. Doesn't have to hold the level. Price could still be quite bullish, but pound USD still remains at the top of my watch list, and I will go through my watch list at some point as well. FX Wolf, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. I'm long Euro JPY. Okay, we'll take a look. See, the JPY pairs were very, very bullish overnight / this morning, coming into the morning. I looked at the JPY pairs and they were flying. So yeah, we'll see what happened. When did you enter Euro JPY? Was it this morning or yesterday? FX Wolf, used your link on IC Markets. Love the spread and commission. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very, very big broker, IC Markets. One of the big ones. Period. Is one of the biggest brokers out there. And of course, they're regulated in Australia. And yeah, very reputable broker. I've been with them for 4 or 5 years probably at this point in time. So yeah, I've had nothing but good stuff from IC Markets. Charles, what is up? I trust you keeping well. I trust you're keeping well. I'm doing good. Hope you are as well. Pound Aussie, we'll take a look at FX Wolf, no problem. Charles, would love your opinion on dollar yen. Yes, I will take a look at dollar yen. Dollar yen is looking interesting. It is a pair on my watch list as well. Adolf, Aussie dollar, will take a look as well. USD, pound NSD, blessing, no problemo. First, let me take a look at gold because that was requested first. Yeah, so gold for me is still a bit of a myth, to be honest. Price action is still very, very messy. Again, there is a slight uptrend to gold over the past kind of couple of months or so. You can see lovely momentum to the upside, higher highs and higher lows. We are met with this big higher time frame level of resistance, which is causing a little bit of issues to price, hence kind of why we're consolidating. But nonetheless, there is still an uptrend at play. I wouldn't get into gold in terms of trading it, just because price action has been sideways for the past few weeks. We haven't really done anything for a while. So again, where I'm looking to find my edge is in trending markets with momentum, markets with clear direction. Gold is not a market I would want to trade because I just don't have clear direction. Don't have a clear direction as to where price is likely to go next or which way I want to trade. But some strong high time frame resistance, so sales make sense. But just hit the mic there. Hope I haven't deafened any of you. So yeah, we've had a larger resistance prices trading in and at the same time, not really seeing any bearish structure that I would want to sell. And at the moment, we're still printing these higher lows as well. So there's a lot of contradictions with gold at the moment. You know, buyers and sellers are kind of battling out to try and find out who's going to be victorious here. But I wouldn't do anything with gold. There's no clear structure at play, no clear momentum. It's consolidation. So, you know, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that, you know, consolidation is not really my cup of tea, so I stay away. But yeah, I don't really see a clear opportunity. If you're looking at something in gold, let me know. But in terms of my personal trading, I would stay very, very clear away from gold at this moment in time. Euro yen and pound Aussie. So yeah, euro yen did have a pretty big move to the upside. So with the other yen pairs as well, breaking through these highs here, which I think is quite a significant break. Market's printed another higher low here as well, and now we're seeing some strong momentum. So again, with euro yen, higher time frames are still quite bullish, and we could be seeing the low time frames starting to kick back again to the upside. So I did say on my weekly analysis that if euro yen does see a confident break of these highs, there could be some nice opportunities to look for a retest and then long back to the highs up at 162-ish or just underneath 162. Yeah, 161,890 around the highs over there. So that's actually not a bad opportunity for euro yen, because again, higher time frame still bullish. We failed to continue the bearish structure. We're taking out that bearish structure there. And yeah, we're holding on to big levels of support and resistance as well. So I do think there is a lot more upside for euro yen, especially with this momentum, especially with what the other yen pairs are doing. So with yen, I do see more upsides here, and I think we could come back to the highs there on the left. So I definitely do like the opportunity there, FX Wolf. I'll touch on dollar yen since we're on the yen pairs now as well. So dollar yen was a pair on my watch list. I did say if we do see a confident break of this level here at 148,800, I would be inclined for a break in retest and some buys back into 150, 500, 151. So I'm still keeping an eye on some dollar yen buys if we do break the high here, because again, uptrend still intact, still respecting structure, still seeing really nice momentum. Looks like we are seeing strong momentum come back into play as well. So if we can continue, break structure, pullbacks, retest that area, I do think that's a great place for some longs to ride dollar yen back to the upside. So that is definitely the plan there for dollar yen. And then possibly there could be some nice sells coming back down again from this zone, but we'll find out when we get there. But yeah, the high lows are still intact, structure isn't broken, so I do see more upside for the time being for dollar yen. Let me know what you are looking at dollar yen in terms of buying and selling. Pound Aussie, so pound Aussie, I was quite bearish on this one coming into the year, looking for a lower high to develop around here for move down. Never happened. We had this very strong move to the upside, and our price is trying to continue this uptrend here. And the thing that put me off pound Aussie to look for more selling opportunities was this kind of V-shape reversal / pullback. Normally we do see it impulse down, impulse up. Not really a good sign. You want to see price impulse one way and then correct the other way. Yeah, that's kind of a sign of a healthy trend, whether it's up or down. If it's impulsing down and impulsing back up, sometimes we do spill over, but most of the time it's a sign that the market actually wants to go the other way, and that's kind of what we've got here. So with pound Aussie, does look like an uptrend is starting to really develop here. If we can start taking out some highs again, then it could actually be a nice retest to long, and could actually be looking to target some of these highs up there and up there as well for pound Aussie. But I wouldn't do anything. I'm not looking to short. Conditions are still bullish, still seeing high highs and high lows, so I wouldn't look to short at all. And if I'm going to long, I need to see a bit more momentum and price breaking structure. And as I said, there could be a nice retest somewhere to take some longs to the upside. But we've still got a long way before that opportunity does properly develop. But yeah, pound Aussie was looking at a lot of shorts for this one at the start of the year, but it hasn't quite shaped up how I wanted it to. And we're actually seeing some good signs that the market may actually continue higher. So if we can continue breaking structure, higher highs, higher lows, targeting these areas here does make a lot of sense to me. but the buyers are still in control of this one, so leaning to the bulls with this one. Bears, not so much. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm standing with pound Aussie. We'll go through dollar, Aussie dollar, and then we'll take a look at USD and pound NZD as well. What's up, Coroscope? Welcome to the stream. Just let you know I'm present. Have a nice day, everyone. Glad you're here. Gold, yes, I did touch on gold. It was the first pair I looked at. If you scroll back a few minutes, you'll see the analysis to that. Was up. Balatar, welcome to the stream. Entered this morning 159.763. I traded on IC markets. Nice. I should try and get a better affiliation with IC markets. Yeah, how far are you looking to take that trade, FX Wolf? 159.763, 159.763. Oh, that's a nice entry. It's around here, so okay, different time zone, because that for me is 1 a.m. in the morning. Well, it is technically this morning, isn't it? Early hours of the morning, but yeah, really nice entry there. What's the plan for the trade? How far are you looking to take it? Is it back to the highs over here, or do you have other targets, or are you potentially trading a stop loss? Let me know. Okay, I'll take a look at Aussie dollar, USD, pound NZD next. Baba, what's up, gold? Hour, head and shoulder. Yeah, I've said for gold, price action isn't clear, so I wouldn't read too much into head and shoulder pattern within a range. Head and shoulder patterns are good patterns, but you want them to be at the top or at bottoms of trends. And the fact that they're in a trend is a really important thing, because head and shoulder patterns kind of show us that the market is starting to reverse from an uptrend to a downtrend, or a downtrend to an uptrend. It's not really meant to be used in choppy market conditions where we're seeing kind of erratic behavior. We need to see clear structure, and that's when kind of head and shoulder patterns perform a lot better. In the middle of a range, I wouldn't read too much into one, to be honest. But yeah, I can see what you're talking about. Left shoulder here, head shoulder, potential right shoulder there. Would I sell that? Absolutely not. Not that it can't work out. It's just look at the conditions of the market. It's not great at all. It doesn't mean we can't sell off, but you can probably find better opportunities in other pairs, or maybe just wait for some clearer price action to develop with gold, and then you can take a look at something there. But you're not wrong. It does fit the mold of a head and shoulder, but not the best location for it. Anyway, Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, I did say I was looking to short Aussie dollar from this level, but I didn't short it, because mainly I'm focusing on pound USD, selling opportunities there. I spoke about euro as well as the USD. Pretty much most of the dollar pairs, apart from like dollar CAD, dollar Swiss, I've liked, but yeah, I opted out trading Aussie dollar because pound USD to me looks a little bit better. I'm still keeping an eye on pound USD, although it's quite messy. But yeah, Aussie dollar, nice retest of this level here. It wasn't the biggest breakout in the world, to be fair. If it was a bit more of a convincing breakout, then I probably would have gone with the Aussie dollar, just because it was presenting itself quicker than pound USD, but it wasn't as a convincing breakout to me, so I was happy to stay with pound USD, and I still am. But I do still see more downside for Aussie dollar, at least back into the prior low here at 0.648. I have been talking about some levels down here as well, and possibly the price swing low there on the daily weekly chart as well could be in the mix. But we've had this larger kind of uptrend, which is now well and truly broken, and I'm looking for this downtrend to kind of continue back into these areas and these areas, and possibly even this area here, but we can speak upon that at a later date. But yeah, the bears for me are control this market, so of course naturally we'll have a bearish bias. Structure is still pointing down, lower lows, lower highs, respecting price support, term resistance. For me, it's a really nice bearish opportunity. However, it's probably a little bit late to get involved now, unless you're going to be looking at the lower time frames, retesting some of these areas to short. Maybe 30, 15, 5-minute time frames could come into play. But if it was me, I'd want to be entering from that zone there, the 4H zone. So yeah, keep an eye on the retest. Could be a nice entry to get involved, targeting these areas. But I am truly bearish on Aussie dollar as long as we hold the level of resistance. But yeah, I'll be focusing on pound USD shorts if I can get opportunity there. But as we can see, hourly time frame has been very, very hectic. Been looking to short this one since yesterday. We have seen some bearish candles here and there, but nothing really displaying a lot of momentum. Then we had the Asian session around here. Then now we've kicked into London. We did see a nice wick to the downside there. Momentum failed to continue. Now price is just still comfortably within that range. So I'm looking to see maybe now that we've faded to the downside, maybe we might fade to the upside and then give us a nice momentum, and that could be a nice entry signal. But we shall see with pound USD. It's in my area. I just need to wait for a good signal, which at the moment not seeing really. CAD JPY, I'll take a look as well. NZD CAD, no problem. Morning, Anas, welcome to the stream, my man. Hope you are doing good. John, good morning. I think Yan will be, is that Yan or Yan? Will be bearish for the rest of the week due to, okay, Yan. Due to Japanese policymakers' position on policy this morning on holding tight on loose policy. Okay, I had no idea, to be fair. But I mean, from the chart, it does look like yen is already extremely bearish, and based on price action as well, a lot of the yen pairs are still comfortably in uptrends here. So I wouldn't bet against it that we can continue higher for the yen pairs from a technical standpoint. I will go over USD, pound NZD. I have not forgotten. I'm still holding my buy on dollar yen. Nice. Hopefully we can break through the high, and then potentially I could look to join you in some dollar yen longs. If you can get a strong break of the high, kind of continue that, yeah, that would be a nice little opportunity. Maybe you can look at adding positions on if that's something you do. But yeah, I think for dollar yen, there's a good chance we do get to 152. Anyway, we go through USD and pound NZD. So Euro NZD currently trading at some lows here. I'm still short bias for this one, but again, nothing convincing. We had a really nice shift of momentum to the downside, so things did look good at that point, but we kind of just came back to respect the lows. If we continue a little bit further, then the pullbacks will be looking a little bit more interesting. But the fact that we're respecting the lows there, not the best sign. Doesn't mean we can't just continue bearish, and that could be a nice place to short from. And again, target the lows down here, so that could still be an opportunity, but of course that hasn't come about yet. Altogether, to be honest, it's quite a corrective move we've had over the past few weeks. And again, I want to see a bit more conviction with my opportunities. I'm still bearish bias with USD because I'm still looking for another lower high in this area, which looks quite likely at the moment. We had the high over there, second lower high, still looking at third for us to come and test the lows here. So the shorts is still what I'm gearing to do, but in terms of actually looking to short the pair, lower time frames are not quite adding up just yet. It's just very, very corrective market structure, and yeah, that's not kind of what I want to see. I want to see convincing structure, convincing momentum to follow, and right now we're kind of just sitting on support and rejecting it quite well. So if we can kind of see a continuation of this momentum we had Tuesday, if you can kind of see a strong break of that, something like this, then a break and retest of that becomes interesting, and targets more or less 1.74. If we kind of just push up, then yeah, it just becomes very choppy, and this can kind of be boxed off as a range almost. Two tests of the low, two rejection of the low, two rejection of the high. That's pretty much consolidation to me. So yeah, I need to see this strong break for me to be looking to sell. If not, then I'll kind of just sit back with this one. With pound NZD, same thing as well. To be honest, this one I actually prefer a little bit better because we're more or less trading at the high. So if the market is going to continue this bearish structure, this is a great place to do it, and the risk reward looks pretty favorable if we're going to get a swing back to the lows here as well. Of course, don't have to look to push the trade that far, but it has the potential of running back to the lows there. And same thing with pound NZD with the support level. We had some nice momentum yesterday or Tuesday, and now price is just respecting support. So again, this is quite a corrective move. I want to see a bit more convincing momentum. Let's kind of break through the lows a little bit. a little bit more forcefully, and then yeah, potentially some pullbacks to short there to the downside, and a move back down to 2.01. And again, if my analysis is correct, we don't need to get in right at the high. We can afford to find a pullback somewhere a bit more higher probability, a bit more safer than trying to call the tops. Because again, this is a very strong up move. I would be completely surprised if this is just a large correction of this bullish move and the market could do something like that. So yeah, the analysis and the directional bias for both of them is the same. Still looking at short, still looking at downside, but both of them have been quite corrective. Not really convincing momentum, nothing that invites me to short them just yet. So until I start to see some strong breaks, I'm kind of just on the fence with them. Not really fence, I know what I want to do, but just sidelines, waiting for a good opportunity. Because again, there's one thing having a good bias, and there's another thing having a good opportunity to actually sell or to carry out that bias. You might be bullish or bearish on a pair, but there might not be a good opportunity to actually take advantage of that bullish or bearish bias, and that's kind of what the situation I'm in now. Bearish bias for both of them, but not really seeing a good opportunity to sell them. So that's kind of where I'm at with pound NZD and Euro NZD. CAD Yen NZD CAD will take a look as well. CHF JPY still range, but daily close was bearish. Okay, we'll take a look at Swiss Yen as well. Go through a bunch of Yen pairs. Sashin, hope I'm saying that correctly. NAS 100 US 30. We'll go through some indices. Crude oil, Amit, no problem. Andreas, good morning. Welcome to the stream. What is up? Thoughts on Aussie Swiss shorts? We'll take a look, no problem. Professional trader, good morning. How's FTMO going? Yeah, FTMO, excuse me. FTMO and my funding pips challenge both in drawdown at the moment. I've been taking the same trades in both of them, so they're both kind of being intertwined with another, because I did start the FTMO in January and I started the funding pips a couple of months before, but in January I think the balance of my funding pips was like $100,000, $100. So I was only a little bit of profit, so they're basically at the same. So I think both of them around 98,000 something hundred balance at the moment, so a little bit under 2% in drawdown. But yeah, it's been a tough start to the year, so I'm kind of just slowly picking up the pace, but not trying to force things. Still a long way to go. I'm just trying to make sure I'm taking the best trades I can find, really. But yeah, definitely been a tough start to the year. But yeah, hopefully we can pick up pace still. But again, still risking 0.5% per trade. So that has definitely benefited me, to be honest. My voice has been so croaky. Matt2645, what is up? Hello, is your favorite pair Aussie New Zealand dollar going to break out its range? We'll wait and see. I have not been looking at Aussie New Zealand dollar at all, so I have no idea what that pair has been doing for a while now, but we'll take a look. Miko, yeah, I did see that Fungineer got wrecked. I don't even know the logistics about it. I read briefly into it, but I kind of don't understand it really. I know it's kind of their kind of back end kind of kicking them out a little bit, but yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. But I don't really know, to be honest. But yeah, the thing is, someone asked yesterday about prop firm they potentially could use, and I said Fund and Engineer could be a good one to look into. To be honest, I've never looked into Fund and Engineer, but I just said because they're based in Dubai, it could be an opportunity for you there. And then next thing you know, Fund and Engineer are potentially shutting down. So it's been weird. I think I'm a bit of a jinx, to be fair. Any prop firm I seem to touch or go near seems to be getting wrecked. My Forex funds, FTMO. I didn't touch True Forex funds though. But I mentioned Fund Trader yesterday, and you just seen what happens there. So again, the prop firm space is a weird space. It's kind of guess who's next? We've had 4 firms now that have taken hits. FTMO kind of half hit because they're still operating. But it's not a good trend, I'm not going to lie. And the chances of another prop firm getting put under the bus is quite high now. It's kind of who's next, really. It's not about if it's going to happen again. It's kind of who's next. So, yeah, it's a weird situation, to be honest. But we shall see. I mean, hopefully sooner or later, the regulations can be done and dusted, and we can know, okay, prop firms are here to stay in this kind of format, and who's trustworthy. But yeah, it's a weird place. Anyway, pound USD is starting to gain some momentum here, so I have to keep an eye out because I am looking to take some shorts on pound USD, and we're starting to see some momentum. But again, still trading within the range, so I need to be a little bit careful, and we kind of want to see price kind of break out a little bit, and then I can take a short opportunity, something like this, stop loss above the high, and then targeting the lows down here around 1.25, just above it. So that does remain the plan, maybe for 1 to 3, 1 to 4, decent risk to reward, but still waiting on the entry. So we'll be keeping a close eye on pound USD because potentially could look to take the trade on stream, but we shall see how it closes. So yeah, we'll go through some yen pairs. We'll touch on NZD CAD as well, Aussie CHF. I'm taking TP 161866. 161866. Okay, it's more or less back at the highs there. Nice. I bet the risk reward is decent on that trade. I mean, yen pairs look to be very, very bullish right now, so I wouldn't. What am I trying to say? There's a good chance we'll get there. I went the long way around saying that. Pound Aussie longs will be at the daily zone. Reversal might start from there. Yeah, I just need to see a strong break of the high, then I can look to follow that move. But at the moment, I'm kind of just on the sidelines with Pound Aussie. My FTMO at 9.7% drawdown, risking 1% per trade. Wasn't it low? Didn't help after I lost 5% from a miscount. Oh, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. Yeah, I mean, again, if you do lose a challenge, of course, it's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world, losing a challenge, to be honest. You pass the next one, you make back the loss you made on the challenge fee, and you can recoup your losses quite easily. But the key thing is you need to have the trading skill set down, to a T. You need to have full confidence in your ability as well. I think that's the most important thing, because of course with the challenge you can get lucky, pass challenge, make your profits back, and yada yada yada. But if you're just going to lose the account in the next month or two, there's no real point of it. You're going to be in a big kind of roller coaster a little bit. So, focus on making sure the skill set's down. And then, if you do fail the challenge, you fail the challenge. But as long as you got an edge, you will make it back plus more. So it's never really the end of the world if you do lose a challenge. And again, 9.7% drawdown is going to be very, very hard to recoup. It's not impossible, but it will be hard to recoup because you're going to have to be risking like 0.01% per trade, and you have to build up a little bit of a buffer. It's going to be a very steep mountain to climb. It's a difficult one because do you just fail the challenge on purpose and just go for it, or do you try and slowly work your way back up? That's but there's no kind of right or wrong answer to that question, really. Do you know good prop firms? Are you looking at any other? I'm looking at a third prop firm, yes, but I'm going to wait till I pass my FTMO and funding pips first before I look for a third one. But I will be researching to a third one. I was going to buy a second FTMO challenge, but I thought it might be better for me to spread my wings a little bit more and look for a third firm, just because at the moment in time, firms are dropping like flies. So, if I've got more, eggs spread around different baskets, I'm less exposed. But I think FTMO is still the most trustworthy, but I don't know at this point in time, really, to be honest. No one really does know, do they? You could pay for a challenge today, and the firm goes bust tomorrow. So as long as you're not paying for a challenge with your last dime, I think the risk is still worth the reward, but it's still definitely a risk, 100%. Bro, now I can't suggest any prop firm. Yeah, you can't suggest a prop firm with confidence, at least. You can suggest a prop firm, like I could suggest FTMO, but it doesn't mean that everything will be, smooth sailing. FTMO could just not operate in your country anymore because of whatever reason. Of course, the US is a bit more strict, so you can kind of expect that, but just because it happened to the US doesn't mean it can't happen to anyone else, really. So yeah, you can suggest, but it's a risk, 100%. So it's a tricky situation. It's a shame because prop firms are a really good vehicle to use. For all traders, it's such a big kind of change to the industry. Because of course most people coming into trading don't have a lot of money to begin with, so it's not a lot of people can just put $50,000 or whatever $1,000 into account and start trading. There's only a few people who in a situation who could do that. Prop firms provide a massive solution, bypassing that step. So it's a shame that we're kind of seeing that happen, but hopefully it's for the better. Hopefully it's kind of just shaking out the bad apples, and we can see the good apples kind of flourish, and that's kind of a win-win for everyone. But it's a sticky situation. Anyway, my bad, I meant yen. Yeah, to be bearish. Yeah, I got you, John. I got you. Didn't fail the challenge immediately because it was more like 4.85% loss. Yeah, that's lucky, to be honest. He didn't fail it immediately. But again, we all incur failures and difficulties. So failing one challenge is not going to define you. Blowing an account is not going to define you. But as long as you're focused on your mistakes and what got you into the situation in the first place, and you're looking to correct that, then you can look to progress. But if you're going to repeat same mistakes, that's how a lot of people, stay in big holes. That's where you can see people, 10 years into trading and still not profitable. It's not because they're not smart enough to come up with an edge in the market or strategies, because they're not correcting their failures. So, like I said yesterday, a big part of trading is just correcting your mistakes. Most of my progression in trading has come from learning from my mistakes rather than learning a new trading concept. But yeah, still keeping a close eye on pound USD because I could get an entry here, but still 18 minutes left. I will go through some yen pairs I haven't forgotten, and the NZD CAD as well, Aussie CHF indices. I will take a look. What's up, Carrie? Welcome to the stream. Kelvin, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm gonna grind that all year. Don't really care at the end of the day, but it makes a good comeback story. 100%. I think someone did something similar to that. It was like a 9.9 something percent drawdown, and you managed to claw it back. I saw a post on that on social media. So it's doable. It's just gonna take some time. I think for that person, took almost a year to get back, and I think that's just to break even, to be honest. Excuse me. You don't want to just throw away the account, do you? Because at the end of the day, you did pay for the challenge, and I think having that kind of no time limit has a good thing and a bad, and is a good thing and a bad thing. Because for me, for example, for me to hit the targets that I need to pass the challenge, I do need that no time limit. But at the same time, I paid for my funding pips challenge back in October. I've kind of forgotten about the $500 or $400 that I coughed up for the challenge. So if I go fail it, it doesn't really feel like I've lost that $400 because it was a long time ago. So you kind of have a little bit less care because it's not like the $400 is in front of you, and if you fail it, they're just going to take it away. It's kind of out of the picture, so you kind of forget about it a little bit. And you know, when you're so close to potentially losing the challenge, you're like, I've already spent the money, you know, I'll just pay for another one. But it's a dangerous game, that. It looks like dollar's seeing some strength here. It is. Could be an opportunity. Euro does look good, but I prefer pound USD. Risk reward's a little bit better, but Euro USD is in my area of interest, to be fair, to sell. But I prefer pound, so we'll be keeping a close eye. Let me go through some yen pairs before I forget. So we touched upon euro yen, Swiss yen. This one did break to the downside, but looks like it's broke back straight back in the range here. So it's a tricky one for CHF JPY because it was a nice break to the downside. I think someone touched upon that strong daily candle closure below, but looks like we're comfortably back inside the range. At this point, I would just leave price alone because this could be a big fake out for price to continue the trend up, or it could just mean more consolidation, really. And you know, if price is going to do that, then I'm not interested at all. Potentially, there could be a nice breaking retest to follow it to the upside, you know, retest the high of the range. Not a bad trade idea at all. Higher time frames are still quite bullish. You know, there is no kind of target to aim for because these are the all-time highs. So it's either you're looking psychological levels or you're just going to trade a stop loss and just see how far it goes. Not really a trade that I will take. It's a little bit too high up for me, but in terms of momentum, I wouldn't be surprised if we keep going. But yeah, we are back in the range now for Swiss yen. So unless we come back outside it, you know, I'll kind of stay away from Swiss yen for the time being. It does definitely look like the yen pairs are seeing a lot of momentum. Dollar yen pushing to the upside there. If that maintains, I'll keep an eye for a breaking retest. CAD yen break to the upside pretty aggressively as well. This does leave behind some nice opportunities on a retest to long. It does look like CAD yen could be looking at pushing back to 111, which is the high that I marked up over here. We could be seeing new highs past that point. Retest at this level here. It's a nice break. Not a bad place for some long opportunities. New Zealand yen pushing up. I still don't like this one. Still quite corrective for my liking. Same with Aussie yen, too corrective. Pound yen seeing some upside as well. Looks like that one's not too far away from the prior high as well. So yeah, it looks like the yen pairs are definitely bullish across the board. And yen is definitely weak as well. So it's going to be tricky to short these guys because I know they're bullish right now, but you know, high time frames are still pointing that way as well. So it's always going to be tricky looking to short the yen pairs for countering opportunities, especially in these conditions. So I wouldn't be surprised if they all kind of get back to their respective highs and probably break them, to be honest. I will touch on Aussie Swiss indices as well as the CAD 2. Took a break even today on Euro USD. I'm going into a break even streak. Yeah, I've definitely been there a few times as well. Again, you know, break even is a third possibility of a trade. You got, well, depends how you manage your trades, but break even, win, loss. And it's all probabilities. You know, sometimes it's going to be a break even, loss, win, and you'll get streaks in all three of those areas. For me, break evens is kind of like a third of my trades, to be honest. So it's almost just, well, it's pretty much just as frequent as my losses and my wins. But I don't mind the break even because you know, I had secure partials on my break even, so they're technically small wins. So at the end of the day, I'm still walking away with some small profits. Not, you know, driving my equity curve higher, but you know, profit's profit at the end of the day. Yeah, pound USD is looking interesting. I might have to get myself a little entry here. Still got 12 minutes, but it's looking interesting. Could be taking a trade pretty soon, so I need to keep a close eye on that. But we still got a few minutes to go. Yeah, I was expecting DXY to come a little bit deeper, to be honest, back down to here, 103,800, and then push up. Still could do, of course, but that was the plan. So still favoring dollar strength, have been since the start of the week. hence why I'm looking to short these dollar pairs. But yeah, pound USD is looking interesting, so we'll be keeping a close eye there. Professional trader, all this would happen when I'm close to past my FTMO. I don't have much faith in prop firms lately. Still have a lot of hope for them, though I'm not 100% interested if choosing a futures prop firm. Professional trader, you based in the US? But yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot of confidence either, to be honest. It's a guessing game, really. You know, you're seeing prop firms going under left, right, and center. So you know, it generally is who's next. It's not if it will happen again. It's generally who's next who's gonna bite the bullet. So you know, you not having much confidence in prop firms as of late is you know, I mean, me too. I don't have much confidence either. I mean, I've bought my challenges, so I'm just going to keep trading them as I would do. If something happens, something happens. And yeah, I mean, it was always a risk me paying for the challenge. I did say after my funded effects, I did a video after I lost that challenge because they went under. I said from now on, if I do pay for another challenge, it's going to be, you know, at a risk that, you know, I potentially could lose the challenge, not because I fail the challenge, but just because the firm goes under, and that's just the risk I'm going to have to take. I still think prop firms, the risk reward is still great, still massive, it's still worthwhile. But you know, I can fully understand why you wouldn't be confident and why you wouldn't look to go with them. I mean, having your money in a regulated broker is, you know, 10 times safer. Of course, brokers are not bulletproof. They can still go under, but if it's in a regulated broker, you're protected up to a certain number. I think with IC markets, you're protected up to $85,000, I think, something like that. So you do have a layer of protection. Charles, check dollar yen just broke the high. Yeah, just had a look. See, it is looking pretty strong. Pretty strong. So yeah, I'm looking to follow that if I can see some pullbacks. I'm not a breakout type of guy, but if I do see a good retest, I would look to take part in that. What do you think is good risk for a prop firm? My plan is the next one. If I don't pass, is 1% risk for the first 5% of drawdown, then 0.5% risk after from testing. Rarely lose more than 5 in a row. Yeah, that's fine. That works. But for me, I prefer 0.5% off the bat. That's what I've done with the 2 prop firms I'm doing right now, and I've been in some drawdown, had a tough start to the year. So the fact that I've been risking 0.5%, you know, has kind of been a blessing, to be fair, because I'm not even in 2% drawdown. I've lost like 4 trades. So you can risk 1%, of course, because if things go in your way, you're twice as close to the target for the challenge. But yeah, it just depends what you're looking for. You're being aggressive or conservative. If you're going to be aggressive, then 1% starting is not bad, and then reducing your risk if you do get into, you know, 5% drawdown is a good way to go about it. If you're a bit more conservative like me, 0.5% risk will be good, because that way, if you do get into a bad period, you know, the max you're losing is 0.5% per trade. Even if you do lose 5 trades, you're only down 2.5% of the account. In terms of psychology, your psychology in a really good place. You know, being down 5% on the challenge, down 50% of the challenge, it's a bit of a shaky place. You still got room to play with, especially if you're going to drop your risk back down to 0.5, but losing 5% on the challenge, you are in a little bit of a shaky place compared to 2.5%. So you do have to take that into consideration as well. But for me, what I'm doing is I'm risking 0.5% per trade, and I'll do that kind of throughout the challenge. So I've got, you know, 20 losing trades in a row potentially. But then when I do get to 2% in profit, I will increase to 1%, because now I'm kind of trading with their kind of buffer, with their money. So the risk is not really on me anymore. And then if I do go back to drawdown, I'll reduce my risk back to 0.5%. But when I do get that buffer, then I'll increase to 1%. It's a bit more conservative. Yes, it might take a little bit longer, but it kind of does help the psychology and kind of helps me just focus on the charts rather than worrying about my equity too much. But there is no right or wrong, really. It's just kind of aggressive or conservative. I know some traders who would just go straight out and risk 3% per trade. They don't really care if they lose a bunch of challenges because they know if they eventually do pass and they hit a big payout, they recoup their losses plus more. And that's just the way they look to take it. And there's other people who are more conservative than me, who are risking 0.25% per trade and slowly increase as the balance increases as well. So there is no right or wrong, just kind of where your head's at. What do you operate best in? If you don't operate well in drawdown, then start slow and build up a buffer, then increase later. If drawdown's not really too much of an issue for you and you're good at handling your emotions in drawdown, then you can probably start with 1%, and if things go bad, you can reduce later on. So it's kind of know who you are as a trader, know what your strengths and weaknesses are, and play to them. I think that's the best answer I can give you. Okay, pound USD. If we do close like that, I'll take the position. Stop loss a few pips above the high, around 1.264, targeting the lows here. Excuse me. So yeah, I will take the position if we do close like this. Let me get the old lot size calculator out. How much my stop loss looking? 26.7, not too shabby. We could still pull back in the range here, but I'm just getting ready and calculating my lot size just in case if I do get the entry. But yeah, I need to make sure I remember to calculate in pounds for my personal account and dollars for my challenge accounts. Ooh, we're pushing on nicely. Good. More momentum, the better. Okay, so how many minutes? About 4 minutes until I do take the position. If we close like that, then I'll take the trade. We are seeing a bit of momentum this morning, aren't we? Market's moving. Can't complain. Yep, US, yeah, so it's a sticky situation in the US. Just a little bit more stricter than the rest of the world, isn't it? But yeah, I've seen a few futures prop firms come into the picture. Again, I don't trade futures, but I think that could be a good solution because at least that's legal. So but again, yeah, it's just a tricky situation. You can't really do anything with 100% confidence. It's always going to be a slight risk. And then if you can stomach the risk, then, go for it. And if you don't want to stomach the risk, I completely understand why not. Your money would be safer in a broker. But then again, if you don't have a large enough capital to start with, then your prop firms is still your best bet, to be honest. Yeah, we'll take a look at oil as well. Makes sense, some chill as so 5% positive and negative makes sense for me to up or low the risk. Yeah, again, so if you're comfortable for those metrics with those numbers, then do what you need to do. Some people have different tolerance. I don't really have that high of a risk tolerance, to be honest. Because I've actually never actually blown an account before. I've lost like a good 70-80% of an account, but I've never actually blown an account. Even when I've had £100 in my account, I was only risking like £5, £6 per trade. Of course, I couldn't even get it lower because the lowest lot size I could use was 0.01. So it's still 5-6% per trade, but it's still a relative small amount, even for such a small balance. So my risk tolerance has never been high. And then some people, will risk 10% and not bat an eyelid. So it's so again, as long as you play to your strengths, that's the most important thing. Because the hardest bit is definitely the psychology, the psychological side of it. Because trading a personal account, although it's the same skill set, it's a different ball game with prop firms. You're keeping one eye on those targets, one eye on those drawdown limits. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of bearish momentum across the board for the dollar pairs. The XY is pushing up pretty strong as well. So yeah, if we close like this, looking at around 26.7 stop loss, about to close in 44 seconds. So let me get my accounts open so I can take the position. Well, the stop loss is going to be 26463. Okay, 1 point. Should get some background music going, but please bear with me whilst I take this trade. Okay, done. Had four accounts to take it on there, so excuse the silence there. But yeah, I still have to post it in the old Telegram. Entry was on that candle there. We do have some dollar news as well, so if anyone is trading pound USD or any dollar pairs, do look out for that. But I actually need to post it in the Telegram, and then I'll be done. But I had to take on 4 accounts: my Darwin X, FTMO, Funding Pips, and my personal account. And again, I don't use a trade copier. I probably would do at some point, but I don't know. I don't mind not using one at the moment. Okay, stop loss 1.26463. 26463. Take profit. 25068. 25068. And entry 1.26199. 26199. Okay, that is done. I think. Okay, so where was I? I did set up. There's a few pairs I was going to take a look at. I think Aussie Swiss, New Zealand CAD, oil indices as well. I will get to them. JP225 is flying. Yeah, I bet it is. Yen pairs are flying too. Today, without prior notice, our service has been terminated. The trending phrase in Prophet's face these days. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they're all saying. They're all kind of going out without any warning, without any expectation. We've been shut down. This has happened. License is gone. We've kind of seen that. Even with my Forex funds, they did that too. They said without any expected notice, without any warning, the FCA have come and done us dirty. Yeah, that is a trending phrase. I'm not gonna lie. It's always unexpected. Me too. I'm still looking to sell EU or buy dollar CAD. Yeah, I'm liking Euro USD sales. Just that pound USD is a little bit better. Risk reward looked a bit better as well. So that's why I've gone for pound. But I would be happy to sell Euro too. Matt, what's your criteria to enter a trade? Criteria is pretty simple, to be honest. I'm just looking for momentum. I'm looking for a shift in momentum because all my hard work is kind of derived from finding a bias, looking at a good location, multi-time frame analysis, following structure, understanding momentum as well, and support resistance. And then in terms of my entry, I just use the hourly time frame to look for a shift in momentum. So if the market is coming down to my level, I'm just looking for, most of the time, 90% of the time, bullish engulfing candles to take me into the trade, or bearish engulfing candles to take me into the trade going down. In this case scenario, I was looking for some bearish engulfings when we first came into the zone, but we didn't really see much momentum. And then price just started to move sideways and start to consolidate. So at that point, it started to box off price action. Then we had the Asia session come into play here, and then we weren't really seeing much momentum either. So the next kind of entry signal that would make sense to me is if price is going to break the range and give us some momentum below it, and that's kind of what happened here with this candle. It's not the biggest candle clearing the range, but it's enough for me to take the trade. I've already got multiple signs that the market's failing to break through the zone in the 4H, and now I'm looking to hop into a trade on the break of that consolidation. So momentum is mainly the thing I'm looking at in terms of my criteria to enter a trade. There's a lot of other boxes I'm ticking, but in terms of just finding an entry, is purely momentum I'm focusing on. That's kind of what I look to take a trade. But waiting for New York session, 7 a.m. New York time. Okay, 7 a.m. New York time. That's like, is that now? No, actually I don't know, to be honest. I think, is that 8 a.m.? I mean, 8, is that 12 p.m. London time? I don't know, to be honest. Aussie dollar, yep, I'll take a look. There's a few pairs I'm supposed to look at before. Aussie CHF, let me go through them. So yeah, Aussie CHF sells. I was actually keeping an eye out on Aussie CHF sells at the start of the week on this zone here, but yeah, price broke through pretty easily. Didn't really see much momentum shift at that area. You see we had a few candles here, but nothing really showing momentum shifting, and price eventually broke through that. So since we did break through that, I've kind of just been sitting on my hands with Aussie CHF. Still bearish bias because, you know, I'm still following that bearish trend, but at the moment in time, it's just a very corrective market right now. And I'm not so keen to short this one anymore, to be honest. We are still printing lower highs, so, you know, my best bet of what the next move will be with Aussie CHF would be another move back down to the low around 0.56. It's proven to be a very strong level of support. I do think we'll eventually break through it, but you know, I wouldn't short directly into that level. But yeah, I'm not really seeing another area which I would consider shorting from. This was a nice area here. This level's not too bad, but slightly higher up, around 0.571. That could be a nice place to short, but at the moment, it's not really at any key area for me. It might be testing an area that makes sense to you, but right now, according to my analysis, we're trading in the middle of nowhere a little bit. So if we come higher, potentially I could be interested, but it's just a little bit corrective, not seeing much momentum in the market anymore. So I'm personally not the biggest fan, but I am bearish bias, and I would imagine we will eventually come back and break 0.56156, but I'm not too sure if I want to partake in that. Just being a little bit choppy for my liking. We'll take a look at NZD CAD. If I have missed out a pair, let me know. Yeah, NZD CAD seen some downside. This was another pair which was on my watch list coming into the week, but I didn't find the opportunity I was looking for. Still, I'm interested in shorting the pair. I'm kind of looking at the market kind of filling its range back down to the swing low here. We've had a lovely downtrend over the past kind of few months here. Now we pull back into the prior high, respected it. Nice move to the downside. Looks like this level here is not being used as support very well. It looks like price is breaking through. So I'm looking at the market kind of mirroring this move up for another move back down again into the low. So that is the plan there with NZD CAD. And I did say coming into the week, if I do see a strong kind of breakaway through this level, then I'll be interested for a breaking retest, looking for the next lower high at that area. Didn't quite see that happen. We kind of just shot to the upside at the start of the week, trading back above that area. We have a broken structure, so I'm still short bias, and this could be potentially the next lower high. It's been quite choppy here, so I'm not really keen to get involved here. If you do start breaking through the level again, then yeah, maybe that becomes a nice opportunity to trade. And there's a long way down if we're going to go and hit those higher time frame targets. So NZD CAD does look good. To be honest, I like what I'm seeing. Higher time frames do point bearish too. So there's a lot of confluence to short NZD CAD. I just need to see a bit more conviction in the full H time frame. It's kind of lacking that a little bit now with this kind of sideways movement. So if you can start breaking some lows again, that's a key sign to me that, okay, bears are back in control, and I'll just be looking for pullbacks to then short it to the downside. So that's kind of the plan with NZD CAD, but at the moment, it's just a little bit choppy, and if anything, we could do this as well. So until we start breaking lows again, I'm just going to be a spectator. But it's still on the watch list though, so I'm keeping a close eye on it. Oil, I'll take a look at. I was supposed to go through the indices too. I will take a look. So oil's looking bullish. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, from oil. We did have a strong kind of break of this upwards channel, and I was looking to see if price can hold this as resistance and see another move to the downside back into this higher time frame level, back down at 66, 67. That's where I was looking for price to end up, but it looks like we could be forming a higher low here. I think if we can see a bit more convincing momentum, price breaking back above, using that support, potentially we could be seeing price move back to the highs at 79. I'm not quite sold on that possibility yet, on that move yet. It's still a very corrective move up, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do kind of just see a strong move back down at some point. But if you do see a convincing push up, use this as support, then yeah, I will be sold on that move. But I need a little bit more from the buyers first before I favor that. But yeah, it looks like we are breaking back above, but I'm still interested in this for oil. That's still the move I was looking at. But yeah, it does not look like the market is holding that level. So we'll see how the remainder of that 4H candle closes. If you do close very bullish above the high, then maybe the buyers are back in control. But if it leaves a nice wick, that could be a nice selling opportunity on the next few candles after. But yeah, it does look like price is breaking through. So I'll see how that 4H candle does close. But for the time being, I'm still favoring another move lower. We'll go through some indices, Aussie dollar as well. Buy or sell. I don't know which pair you're talking about. Buy or sell pound USD. Well, I'm selling pound USD, but feel free to buy it if you want to. But I'm selling it. Again, I don't want to tell people what to do in terms of trading, because most of you will probably be trading on some type of personal account or challenge account. And if I tell you to buy something and it loses, or sell something that loses, you're going to be very, very angry. You need to be able to take a trade of your own accord and suffer the consequences if it's a win or a loss. I know a lot of you guys are learning 100%, and you're going to make hiccups along the way. Everyone does. But trading isn't something that I'm just going to tell you what to do and you're going to find success off that. Of course, I'll help guide you 100%. But when it comes to placing trades, you're putting your own capital on the line here, or a funded account or challenge account on the line here. You want to make sure you know what you're doing first. If you don't, then you shouldn't be trading an account. Stick to the demo, learn the ropes, and then you can experiment later. Trade on accounts later. Anyway, indices, US 30, US 100, US 30 first. So yeah, this one did make it way back to the high. Still not really convinced with this one. Yes, we're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. Trend is still very much to the upside, but I'm not convinced with the uptrend that we're going to just kind of continue forever. We're seeing a lot of signs that the market's starting to run out a bit of steam, starting to exhaust. And I do think there's a good chance that we could be seeing a deeper correction at some point in time. We've had a really, really big move to the upside. I do think the market's quite stretched and ready to retrace. In terms of an opportunity to trade that, I want to see price break structure first, take out some lows, and then some sells will look good. Because again, I could be wrong. Price could still trend a lot higher if it wants to. But would I buy it? No. Would I sell it? No. So I'm not really seeing much opportunity here with US 30. There could be a more of a shorter term buy, which would make sense. Breaking me test at the high, it's nice momentum. Could see something like that back to the high. But I wouldn't be surprised if we come straight back down again, to be honest. But this is not a bad area on a bit more of an intraday level. From a swing perspective, I wouldn't do anything. I would just wait for more price action before looking to take a trade with US 30. But day trading, I'll still focus on the buys. We're still pretty consistent with the higher highs and higher lows. Yes, we're seeing some red flags that the trend is starting to tire, but at least from an intraday perspective, for a session, you might be able to take advantage of a move there. I'll take a look at US 100 as well, then we'll go through Aussie dollar. Please tell any trades. Please, any trade. I'm in loss. Yeah, I'm in drawdown as well. So if you've got a trade, feel free to let me know as well. I've had a slow start to the year and some drawdown as well. So, I need a trade just as much as you, my friend. Okay, so US 100. Yeah, this one's a little bit cleaner than US 30, I have to admit. Still not the best, but we're seeing some nice moves, impulse moves, taking out the highs there as well. So I do like what I'm seeing a lot more here with US 100 rather than US 30. And yeah, break and retest of that area could actually provide a nice buy. Again, I don't expect it to go too far. I do think when they're kind of in the same situation as US30, as eventually the market's going to tire and see a bigger retracement. But if you're just focusing on the intraday moves, just taking advantage of the trend at hand right now, then buys are 100% your best bet. Still seeing higher highs and higher lows. A retest of this area does make sense. If I drop to the hourly time frame, even a move back to the high there makes a lot of sense there. Or trailing your stop loss, see how far you can take it. But yeah, US 100 to me is a good buy around 17.675. A lot better than US 30 in my opinion. So yeah, indices still look pretty bullish with me. When would you consider buying dollar yen? I would consider buying dollar yen once I see a little bit more upside and a pullback to retest the high. So this is looking like a convincing break. We've still got 2 hours and 40 minutes before the candle does close, so a lot can happen in that time. Like we spoke about CHF JPY yesterday, that looked like we're going to see a nice breakout, but eventually it didn't actually happen. So I need to see a bit more upside. I'm looking for price to get to at least around here, I would say. This is just me kind of eyeing it. And again, there's not too much reason as to why we have to get to this exact point, but I've always talked about break and retest on the channel, and I've always said that the best break and retest for me is when price breaks through a level and really pushes away, then comes back to retest it. Not when we have a level and price just about pokes through and then retest. Not that this can't work, it's just that I've had a lot more success with these opportunities versus those opportunities. I like bigger breakouts and bigger pullbacks, because this really tells me that, okay, buyers really broke through this level, and the likelihood of this being fake out is a lot less than this one, which price could easily fall back into. So I need to see a little bit more upside with dollar yen. In terms of momentum looks really good. We had a lot of momentum here, correction, a lot of momentum back in again. So in terms of momentum and conviction, it's looking very, very good, and we're likely to continue high. Just need to see a bit more upside and then a retest of this area, and then that's when I'll look for my entries on the retest of that level. But that's kind of what I will be looking for dollar yen. Aussie dollar we'll touch upon. So Aussie dollar, another dollar pair. Again, I said I was looking to short from this area here. I decided not to because I was waiting for pound USD. And again, pound USD gave me a much better risk reward, so I'm happy taking that trade. But in terms of the structure with Aussie dollar, we've seen a lot of lower lows and lower highs. We broke through the bullish structure here as well a few weeks ago. So in terms of direction, I do expect more downside for Aussie dollar, back down to this area and then back down to the lows there eventually. So yeah, in terms of structure, in terms of direction, everything's pointing down. DXY looks like a really good long opportunity, seeing some upside now. I was expecting a bit more downside for dollar before the move up, but looks like dollar's a little bit excited right now, which is good for my pound USD trade. But yeah, in terms of DXY, I'm looking for us to return back to the highs there at least. We might sell off again, we might break through, but yeah, that could probably take Aussie dollar. Where's Aussie dollar? That could probably take Aussie dollar back down to these lows here at least, and then if we can break through them, yeah, there's a lot more downside to be had. So yeah, Aussie dollar shorts. In terms of getting to a trade, I did say there could be a retest here, maybe on the lower time frames. We may come back and retest it, we may not. But I think the ship might have sailed here with Aussie dollar. But you never know, there could be a pullback. But it's looking pretty bearish to me. So hopefully that made sense with Aussie dollar. Pound USD looks great. My trading style entry would be 1.26273 on a pullback, then 1.2634, 2 stop loss or conservative stop loss to avoid liquidity, 1.26542. Yeah, I mean, pound USD ticked all the boxes for me. So again, I'll be yeah, never hesitant to enter a trade like this because it fits all the boxes very, very well for me. Seeing some nice momentum. Of course, we just had a look at dollar, so dollar's looking pretty strong, and that's definitely helping out the pound USD position right now. Still a long way to go. I will go break even probably around this area here. If you take out some of these lows here, that's probably when I'll consider going break even, and then targets down here. And I'll probably have a loose trail as well as we continue my direction. If we continue my direction, but yeah, pound USD is looking good. What was your idea? Entry would be on a pullback into 1.26273. Okay, so a retest of this area up here. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Strong break of the consolidation, a retest of that consolidation. Yeah, that would be a nice place to find an entry as well. So that does make sense as well. But yeah, pound USD did fit the criteria very well. So we're just going to see how this trade does pay out. And again, if this does hit a full take profit, because I'm not going to be taking partials as well this year. I've been doing it throughout my career, taking partials. But this year I'm changing it up, and I'm not going to be taking partials. That could play out well for me. It could not play out well. And again, if it's not playing out well, I'll review, towards the end of the year. And then if I need to change back to partials, I will do. But I want to be focusing a bit more of a loose trail and just try and let the risk reward play out to my final take profits. But we shall see how that plays out. But yeah, if it does get to my target down there, that will recoup the losses from my previous trades at the start of the year, and potentially put me in a bit of profit as well. So yeah, that's the power of risk reward for you. Win rate is overrated. Anyway, where was I? Gold. Okay, we'll have a look see on gold based on the 50-minute. Okay, yeah. Where would your targets be, Matt? Yeah, but we'll take a look at gold. No problem, Charles. Happy to help. Jean, what is up? Hi, Miko. After a long time, how are you and family? Hope you guys are good. I'm doing good. Hope you are doing good as well. Professional trader, are you still planning on having people in your channel? Yes, I will be doing that. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do the format of it. Whether I'm going to do it like on Zoom or something else, a different kind of format to interview people. But yeah, at the moment I'm trying to create a list of people. I'll be doing some subscribers as well. So professional trader at the top of the list for some subscribers too. But I'll be doing chats with subscribers too, doing with other YouTubers as well. So I'm definitely going to be doing that on the channel. So do keep a lookout for that. Trading stops, if done right, are goated. Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, again, a lot of the traders I've seen, which are more swing related, because there's different disciplines of trader, but the traders who I've been looking up to, who are like well-renowned swing traders, a lot of them do use trading stop losses, and a lot of them do look to push their targets and get into additional trades in their winning trades, try and maximize their wins. And I'm looking at the way I trade, and I'm kind of thinking I'm kind of doing the opposite to them to some degree. Taking partials, it's good because it does help secure profit, fight against drawdown. It helps from a psychological perspective. If you bank some partials, it helps you hold the trade for longer. So there are so many reasons to do partials. It's a great way to trade. But a lot of the people who I look up to, a lot of them don't take partials. They do take partials, but a lot of them use trading stop losses. A lot of them get into additional trades within their winning trades as well, which is nothing that I do at the moment. So I've looked back at my data, and I'm trying to see if it fits well. And I could have hit a lot extra percentage on the back end of 2023 if I look to get into my winners with additional trades and look to trail my stop loss a little bit more as well, and be a bit more aggressive with my winners. So that's kind of what I'm looking to focus on this year. Yeah, I've never really used trading stop losses before. I've dabbled in it a long time ago, but this is the first time I'll be doing it, properly. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be a bit more uncomfortable. I'm comfortable with partials, taking profit early, break even. Yeah, it's nice to be in a winning trade and you got partials banked, you're kind of just letting it run. But yeah, we will see how it goes. Target 1.25485. Let the rest run. Where's that? 1.25485. Okay, so that's around here-ish. That would be a nice trade, big risk reward in that. Considering there's an imbalance at 1.27387, rather hold a big shot from there. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, again, as long as you're following your trade strategy, your edge, that's the most important thing. But yeah, there's room for pound USD to run. I'm only looking at targeting this area here. There is room for price coming to these areas, and we could even see a massive reversal. Really, something like that could be on the cards with pound. To be honest, the only reason why I'm not looking to stretch this trade is because I can't really make sense of it. If this trend was a bit more established, then I could look to hold the trade a little bit more, a little bit further, a bit more aggressively. If we really had like a swing like this, a lower low, lower high, and then we pull back, if this over here was over here, then I could be a bit more aggressive and target these lows here, because at that point I've got a bearish trend to work with. At the moment with pound USD, it's a little bit all over the place. There's not really a bullish trend or a bearish trend, so that's why I'm a bit more conservative with my take profit. I mean, conservative, the risk reward is still a 1 to 4, so it's not really conservative. 1 to 4 is still a great risk reward, but in terms of the relation between the swings, thank you LWESS for subscribing. So yeah, in comparison to the swings, it's a bit more conservative because potentially we could run to these lows here, but there is not really established bearish trend I'm working with here, so that's why I'm just going to be targeting the low. But the risk reward is still decent, 1 to 4 if it plays out, so yeah, I can't complain, to be honest. Anyway, I'll go take a look at gold. A couple of people have requested that, and again, I'm not too sure why, because price action has been horrendous with gold. But we're seeing some downside. I think the DXY strength is helping out with that. Hey, maybe the head and shoulder pattern is playing out. Maybe it will play out. After all, I was definitely giving it the big one, but it looks like we might be seeing some downside there. But again, the conditions aren't great with gold, and that's kind of the big red flag here. Even just focusing on market conditions can be such a big confluence for people's trading. If you're looking for break and retest is a very powerful pattern. I trade break and retest a lot. I mean, the trade I just took on pound USD was a break and retest, but break and retest have conditions where they will perform a lot better, and they have conditions where they perform a lot worse. Like, for example, in the middle of a range, a break and retest is not going to perform very well versus when you have a trending market, a lot of momentum, higher time frames agree with the same bias as well. Break and retest will work, a lot better in those conditions. It's not going to be perfect. You're still going to lose trades 100%, but your win rate will be higher in those conditions than these conditions. And just simply recognizing, okay, this is not a good condition for me to trade in. I'm going to sit on the sidelines and I'm going to wait for the correct condition, or you're going to look to trade a different pair. That's up to you. But yeah, with gold, it's just difficult to come up with a good bias. And again, if I was just looking at gold for my personal trading and I wasn't on the stream right now, I would quickly just move on from gold because I'm not seeing anything worthwhile. But maybe that head and shoulder will play out. But yeah, it's just not something that's going to interest me at all. The conditions are horrendous. And I'm keeping a close eye on silver as well, which is gold's partner in crime. Because silver's coming to a big level. And whether we're going to break it or not, I think either way there's a good opportunity. If we break it to the downside, I think there's a lot of potential back down again. If we hold it and start seeing some upside, think there's a lot of potential back up again. So I'm keeping an eye on silver because this could be a really big swing trade for the year, to be honest, if I can catch it right and look to scale in as well. So I will be keeping a close eye on silver. Big level testing right now. If we do see some convincing upside, I will look for a pullback somewhere, a convincing break. I will look for a big break as well, but nothing there with silver just yet. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many other pairs on my watch list. I do like dollar yen, if that one can give me a convincing break. It's already Thursday, to be honest, so I'm not too sure if I'll get the pullback and the retest I'm looking for before the week is over, but definitely this could be an opportunity to look at for next week. Not really too interested in other yen pairs. Euro yen potentially, but that's got a lot of work to do. CAD yen not really. I mean, the retest there is not bad. It's just a little bit too high up for me. New Zealand yen I don't like. Aussie yen I don't like. Pound yen I don't really like either. Pound USD I'm trading. Euro USD I'm not really looking at getting involved with any other dollar pair for the time being until I can at least get pound to break even. I do like New Zealand CAD, however, if that can kind of speed up a little bit, then something like this could interest me. Pound CAD, Euro CAD, very choppy. Pound NZD, I do like these guys, but they need a lot of work. And the CHF pairs, I'm not really interested in apart from Pound CHF. Pound CHF I like, but yeah, it's not really giving me much structure to work with. It's a nice big level of support and resistance. I'm looking for a lower high for a big move down, but not quite seeing the opportunity on the 4H. That would trigger me into the trade here. I need to see some structure back again, and then I'll look to do something. But other than that, it should be kind of be 50-50 really. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the charts at the moment in time. It's been a slow start, but hopefully you can find some momentum and pick up some nice momentum in February. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Pound USD is looking decent, to be honest. It's a nice start, nice momentum. So hopefully that can continue. But we shall see. Again, it's going to take its time. I doubt, this will be, if it is going to hit my take profit, I doubt it's going to be done by the end of the week, to be honest. Could be looking at holding this over the weekend. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Trading stop loss saved me on CAD yen shorts last week. Oh, okay. I remember that. I didn't remember who was selling CAD yen, but I remember talking about someone selling CAD yen last week. But yeah, I mean, again, trading stop loss have their pros and cons. Partials have their pros and cons as well. There's reasons to go trading stop loss. There's reason for go partials, and you can even combine them together as well. In some way or another, but there is no really right or wrong way to manage a trade, really. There's just optimal and not optimal, and even within optimal, there's two kind of separate categories there. There's optimal for profit taking and making money, and there's optimal for being defensive, being conservative, being anti drawdown, managing drawdown. And just kind of protecting your capital. Really, there's optimal for both ways. I think for partials, it's really good in terms of battling against drawdown, protecting your capital and protecting your downside. I think partials are really good for that, and they do help a little bit with the profit taking because not every trade is going to run to your take profit. Trades will reverse on you. They will be break evens. If you do take partials, for the trades that do come back against you, at least you still walk away with some profit. But of course, in terms of the risk reward, if you're going to close 50% at your first target, your risk reward's taking a massive hit there. But in terms of the downside there, if you're regularly taking partials, that means profits regularly coming into your account. If you go through a few losses, you don't even have to hit a full target to see some profit. So there is, and of course, helping you hold trades for longer as well, if you can pay yourself along the way. So there's strong pros and cons for partials. There's strong pros and cons for trading stop losses, because there will be those trades that just rip in your favor and just keep going and going and going. And you could hit a really big winner. And partials don't allow you to do that. Trading stop loss does. So trading stop loss allows you to hit some big winners, and of course protect your downside as well. If you're floating some profit, trading a stop loss to a certain point, if price was to reverse against you, you got your trading stop loss. Like Matt just said there, it can protect you as well. And then of course you can combine the two. You can combine the two as well. I think for me, I'll just be focusing with the trading stop loss, not really look to take partials. Price coming back against me, see if we can hit me break even or a trail stop loss somewhere, and I walk away with whatever the profit the market gives me. But we'll see how that goes. That'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And of course, I'll be looking to scale into my trades as well. I'm not too sure how I would scale into this pound USD position unless it gives me a nice breaking retest somewhere. So if price, say, moves down, consolidates, and then something like this happens, then I can find the area to take a retest. But it's a pretty straight move up. So I would imagine, fairly straight move down. So I'm not too sure. If it is going to hit my target, I'm not too sure if I will get an opportunity to get a second entry, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Of course, your USD is looking good. Again, this is another pair that I will look to short. Just pound USD is a little bit better for me. New Zealand dollar, this one I was keeping an eye on to short. It was on the watch list. It still is on the watch list. A lot of dollar pairs are on the watch list this week. Feel free to check out me on TradingView, by the way. Just search my name up and you'll find it. Or there's a link in the description, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so it ends the USD. I was looking for a retest of this area. Very similar opportunity to Aussie dollar. But you can see we had a kind of a weird breakout. It wasn't anything convincing. This is kind of what I was touching upon earlier. Wanted to see convincing breakouts and a retest rather than just a slight breakout and a retest. More prone to fake outs. So yeah, looking to see if we can break back below again, pull back and then short, and then looking to target some of these areas. But looks like we've got a big head and shoulder at play. Same thing with Aussie dollar as well. But this one seems to be playing out a little bit better. As you can see with the retest there to short. This is what I was looking at coming into the week, but yeah, I decided to trade pound USD instead. And of course, pound USD, this is the one I'm trading on the retest of that area. So we'll see how that goes. NZD CAD was another one I'm keeping an eye out for. We had a bigger pullback than expected. Doesn't mean we can't still sell off, but it's bigger than expected, so I'm kind of taking a back seat. But if we start breaking the lows again, similar to NZD USD, then I'll be excited for. And of course, dollar yen breaking through the high, get a retest at that high there, I'll be more than happy to take some longs back to the 150 800 level up there. Those are the main pairs on my watch list this week. And yeah, it hasn't really changed, to be honest. A few other pairs look like they could be shaping up, but I'm not really seeing anything else. 2-hour trade versus a 4-hour trade. If I took profits, so catch a runner then consistent profits, rather catch a runner then consistent profits. Yeah, I would agree as well. Again, it's a little bit more comfortable to catch consistent profits. It's more comfortable to catch consistent profits. Because you're regularly taking profits. You want to win. You want to be right in the markets. You want to be banking profits. Who doesn't? But then catching a runner is what's going to be a big drive in your equity curve, and definitely with drawdown, big runners are going to recoup that drawdown and then some. Consistent profits, it's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of effort to keep coming up with those wins all the time and have a high win rate. And even when you do get in some drawdown, you need a lot of winners to come back out of it, and then some to push on. I keep hitting the mic, apologies. Yeah, it's just it's a lot more comfortable to be hitting the consistent winners rather than the bigger runner. But you can be profitable in all areas. Don't need to just go down that route. There's profitable people who just focus on small scalps, one-to-ones. There's other people who look for larger swing trades. But in my humble opinion, I think it's just a little bit easier and a little bit, I don't know. I was going to say it's less stressful, but I don't think it is. I think all trading is quite stressful, to be honest. But I think it's just a little bit easier to go through bigger runners, because when you do bank them, just a few of them a year can make you a year, really, if you do it properly. As Miko, please check NZD CAD. Okay, we'll take a look. See, I think nope, that was NZD USD. I will take a look at NZD CAD. Euro USD, nice. What's your targets for Euro USD? How far are you looking to take that position? Matt, have you come up with a name for the podcast? No, no, not really. I'm just gonna. I don't know. I wasn't actually thinking of coming up with a name, to be honest. I know we were joking about a name on the stream the other day, but I know I was just going to upload it to my channel. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't come up with a name, because I could create a separate channel for it, potentially. And then I would have to come up with a name. But no, I haven't come up with a name. Maybe I'll do... I was going to say do a poll. Yeah, I might do a poll for some name suggestions or votes for a name or something like that. But yeah, I think I'll come up with a name. More fun that way. But yeah, I haven't come up with one. Need to do some brainstorming. I want it to be a little bit witty as well. Like words of wisdom. That's a really good name. Because of course his name's Riz, and then words of wisdom. That's quality. Something like that. But yeah, I said I'll take a look at NZD CAD. Let me know what you're looking at on that pair. As I said, I'm looking to short the pair. Just not now though. Need a little bit more downside before I can consider shorting. I did say at the start of the week this was my level of interest, still is. But I want to see the bears come and take control again, and then I'll look for some pullbacks to take the short, even the retest of the low here. If it's a big enough breakout and a big enough break of structure, I'll consider shorting on the low as well and continue the move back down. But at the moment in time, 0.818 still makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm focused at with NZD CAD. We've had a really nice breakout of the consolidation, so I'm looking at us coming down to these areas here until proven otherwise, until we see a big break of structure. Then of course I will fold my arms, but at the moment in time, structure still holding bearish. So yeah, bearish on NZD CAD. Words of wisdom, great podcast name, and a good podcast. Trade Nut, another good one, fellow Kiwi. Oh, is he from New Zealand? Didn't know that. Yeah, Trade Nut is a decent one as well. Yeah, I want it to be something memorable as well. Words of wisdom, Trade Nut. It's cute, sweet, to the point, memorable, catchy. I'll do some brainstorming. Wouldn't you saw it retest the weekly time frame to buy, Miko? You talking about this level here? Yeah, potentially. I mean, that's the reason why I didn't take the trade was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before. Yeah. I was looking to short. I was looking to short NZD CAD a couple of weeks ago, and I opted out not taking the trade because of this level here. And I said the shorts do look good because we broke out this range here. And I said I'm looking for the retest of the range to short, and I was. However, I didn't factor into the account this level, and I decided that upon looking at that level, there was no kind of clear edge or clear deciding factor that would make me favor shorts, because there's a good chance that price could use this level to continue higher and reverse. So I opted out not taking the trade. Price did kind of break below it a little bit on the weekly chart, but we're kind of dancing around right now. And we potentially could use this to push higher. But at the moment in time, the market structure is still bearish. We're still seeing lower lows and lower highs. So if the market does something like this for SD-CAD and break structure, which would be, this high here, let me move those lines out of the way just to make it a little bit clearer. So if the market did do something like this and break structure, then yeah, I would be back looking for buys, and then yeah, we could be retesting this area and then continue higher. But at the moment in time, we're still forming lower lows and lower highs. So essentially, I'm looking for price to break back underneath that weekly zone, retest it, and then continue. So yes, I do acknowledge that weekly level there, and it is definitely an area which could send price up again. But I'm more interested with following this bearish trend here. And now that we still respect the structure, and now that we're sort of trading underneath it, the shorts become a lot more clearer back down to here. I could be wrong. Price could hold the level and completely fly to the upside. If that's the case, like I said, we'll break structure on the 4H time frame, and then I'll look to follow it. So yeah, there's a possibility we could see price move a lot higher, 100%. But I need structure to be pointing that way, and at the moment, time structure is pointing down. So I'm looking for us to see a bit more convincing momentum below and continue the shorts. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with SD-CAD. Miko, Nigeria in the final. Ivory Coast made it to the final. They put a spell. 100%. They did some type of magic. 100%. And I told you, Anus. I told you, Ivory Coast might go all the way. I told you the story that Ivory Coast should have gone out. Awful in the group stages. They scraped through with third place finishing. New coaching, and then they somehow find their way to glory and win the final. Of course, I'm Nigerian, so I want Nigeria to win it. But I can see the story, the headline so clearly with Ivory Coast. It's so poetic. It's like it's in the movie or something. Nigeria is still favourites 100%, but Ivory Coast, home nation, I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, they've definitely done a few spells here and there to get through to the final, 100%. It'll be an interesting final. I think it's this Sunday. But yeah, congratulations to Ivory Coast though. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I did come up with a story, but I didn't really believe it. But it looks like it is coming into play. Hopefully, Nigeria can do them in the final, but it'll be tricky. DXY is still looking strong. Still looking for a push into a 104,500. My only worry with the DXY is that we may still, drop into this area before we push up. But if we don't, then, it does look good for more upside for dollar. Without a coach, 100%, mate, 100%. Mate, Africa, they do put on a good tournament though. I have to give them. The African Cup Nation has been a good tournament. A lot of crazy stuff has happened, to be honest. They wouldn't expect it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the coach they have is like, it's this first ever like managerial, like official game, like as him as the coach, and now in the final. So yeah, it's a bit surreal, to be honest. But I wouldn't put it past them winning the whole thing. Of course, Nigeria all the way, but Ivory Coast give me the heebie-jeebies. But again, they're doing another AFCON, I'm pretty sure, next year, actually. Because they missed that one due to COVID, I think. But yeah, Pound USD looking okay. We'll just focus on managing that for the rest of the week pretty much. There may be another trade, maybe dollar yen can present itself. So maybe a break and retest on that high there. Yeah, I mean, I do like the other dollar pairs, but I need to get myself break even first with pound. Then I'll see what the other dollar pairs are saying, if there's any opportunities. Other than that, cross pairs, nothing really looking good on these guys, to be honest. Yeah, it might be a pound USD trade this week, but we shall see. Things can change pretty quickly. We've got news later today, so that might change some things. But I will be live again later today, ladies and gentlemen, with Trader Nick. So if you do want to see some more analysis, see how the news affects my trade, if it goes against me or in my favor, or nothing happens, we shall see. We'll cover it on that stream. So do stay tuned for that. And yen pair still looking strong, to be honest. Still looking strong. How's JP 225 looking? Excuse me. Yeah, wow, that's a big move there. But we have just taken the highs there. We have just taken the highs. Oh, that's an awful line. We have just taken the highs. So maybe a bit of a correction before another move up. So the yen pairs might take a breather. But still a very bullish market at the moment in time. Very bullish. So that's why it's kind of hard to look to short the JPY pairs. You know, in these conditions, you know, the chance of you calling the top on this move here is quite difficult. Not that you can't do that, but probability is not in your favor. Until you start seeing structure, break, and yeah, things become a little bit more higher probability. But at this moment in time, you know, something like this could definitely happen. I've locked in profit on dollar yen, taking pound USD sell as my second pair. Nice. How far are you looking at taking the dollar yen trade, John? Do you have a specific target in mind, or are you just trading your stops and seeing where price takes you? Yeah, Chris, I don't really have a trade for you. I just took pound USD about an hour ago. Apart from that, you know, if I'm not taking a trade, then that means that there is no trade for me to take. We'll let both trades run until close of trade tomorrow. Okay, nice. Nigeria are better, but Ivory Coast could surprise us as they're on their own country. Yeah, exactly. Home nation, they have that advantage. Yeah, next AFCON is next year in Morocco. Yeah, that should be interesting. I mean, if Nigeria win this one, then I literally have no expectation for them at all in the next one, because everyone needs that little calm down. Once you have a good year, you win the tournament, or you get into the finals, you need to have that kind of calm down. So if I mean, yeah, I don't expect much from Nigeria next tournament. Maybe Algeria, a lot of the North African countries could come back into play again, because yeah, a little bit disappointing from them, to be honest. I mean, a lot of them are the favorites: Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia. A lot of them are the big boys, but didn't really come into full gear this year. So maybe next year they'll come strong. I mean, Morocco, you would expect Morocco to do crazy things next year, because it's their home turf. Morocco's a good team, probably the best team in Africa, to be honest. So yeah, it could be Morocco's to win or Morocco's to lose. But yeah, 100%, I wouldn't put it past Ivory Coast for winning it. Okay, I'll take a look at BTC. Emmanuel, I'm selling gold in very good profit. Nice. I followed DXY strength to sell it. Nice. Again, DXY correlation does. I mean, it's not as perfect with gold as it was, with like Euro USD, for example. There's definitely been some times when the correlation between dollar and gold's been absolutely rubbish, particularly times of war and fear, like Russia, Ukraine. the correlation there was horrendous. I mean, it was pretty much the opposite. The correlation was pretty good actually, just in the opposite way. But yeah, I mean, we have seen some dollar strength here, and gold is pushing down. Anyway, I'll look to wrap things up with a BTC analysis. This one was very bullish yesterday. Big break of the high. So yeah, for this one, I would just be looking to long Bitcoin really. Buy this one to the upside back to 47k. Into this level of resistance. This to me looks like a really nice buy opportunity. A lot of bullish momentum. This could be the next higher low in the next run. We've had a lovely move to the upside. This looks like a fairly healthy retracement, and I wouldn't be so surprised if we do push back to 47k. It left a big wick on the weekly time frame. Momentum's picking up. Buys to me on gold make a lot of sense here, and now that we've seen a really nice sharp breakout as well, a breaking test of 43,684 does make sense for some longs. And back to highs looks like a good target as well, and we could go further as well. But yeah, buyers are definitely in control with Bitcoin, I must say. Technicals are looking very bullish for this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go and break through the highs soon, to be honest. That's kind of the state we are in with Bitcoin. A lot of bullish momentum present with this one. So yeah, if you can find some decent pullbacks, I'll keep an eye on that one for some longs. That's true as well, Matt. The market is always moving. But again, you don't want to force anything. I think Crizzy, you might not be in the best state of mind to trade, to be honest. Might be best to take the day off or the rest of the week. But yeah, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. If you have liked the stream, by the way, I keep forgetting to mention, if you have liked the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you've enjoyed the channel, enjoyed the stream, found it useful, please do appreciate it. Please do like, subscribe, I do appreciate it. Hit the bell as well if you don't want to miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. I will be live again later today with Trading Nicks, so if you guys are free, feel free to jump in and catch the stream. It'll be around 1:45 p.m. UK time, so in about an hour and 45 minutes. But nonetheless, guys, have a fantastic day. We do have some news coming up, so do watch out for that. If I do get into any other trades, I'll let you know in the Telegram, which is linked in the description. If I do manage the pound USD in any way, I'll let you guys know in the description as well. But I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you so much, Anus. Appreciate it. Thank you, Amit, as well. But yeah, guys, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
What?